I struggled with Chateau Ste was also a big one, and I remember Alan Shoup saying once to me that there was no way that Chateau Ste will ever recognize a union, especially a farm worker union. Took us 8 years. The workers were determined. Chateau Ste had a kind of an arrogant, especially Alan Shoup. The first time when I first organized the first picket line in Woodinville, I remember he came by on this big, huge white car, and I didn't know him. He asked me if I would get in and go and have a cup of coffee with him. I said, sure, why not? I said, he must be some official from inside. I mean, he comes from the inside. We went to a cup of coffee, and then he starts telling me about, I said, I have always known you to be a very reasonable person, Thomas. I said, well, I don't know you. Well, I said, I have heard from Glag Delaire and other people that know you, and I knew those guys. He said, they always told me that you're very reasonable. I said, but you're now being unreasonable. I said, what's unreasonable about workers wanted to have, to be able to have a union and be represented by such? He said, well, Thomas, you have to understand, we are trying to develop, it's a new industry, the wine industry in the state of Washington. We wanted to be able to develop, I said, the best wine in the country and in the world. And we're trying to implement the methods used in France and Japan. I said, and what are those methods? He said, well, the methods up there. He says that in order to create a good quality wine grape, workers have to be very loyal, and they have to fall in love with the vines. And I just laughed, and I said, listen, my thought has always been, my understanding has always been that for a good quality wine, it depends on one, the type of soil where you grow your plant, your vines. The skills of your winemaker and the aging process of your wine. This is the first time I ever heard that for a good quality wine, workers have to have a love affair with the grape, with the vines. He got pissed off, But I mean, that was, his thinking, And so, we had it was a good, tough fight, and I was not with the union officially when we got the contract, but I was part of it, and I helped to the very end, and so I feel proud of it that I was part of it, it's I think the union, now is taking a different approach, which I think is good. See that in my time as president, there was pretty much a confrontational kind of thing, which was good on those times, and we didn't have the type of backing. We didn't affiliate until after I left the union, and now, when we're talking about the Fair Apple Trade Campaign, now we're talking on a collaboration type relationship rather than a confrontational, and it's primarily also because of the growers are having a financial difficulty, and I think there are some growers that are willing to listen. That in times that I was president, they wouldn't have listened because they were doing pretty well. So why should they collaborate? So I think that it can be very positive doing this kind of a collaborating area, positively both for farm workers as well as agricultural industry.